What is going on, guys? My name is 4G. So in this video I'm going to be talking about something a little bit more serious when it comes to Fortnite. And as you guys know, I usually make news related videos around Fortnite, but this time, like I said, it's going to be a little bit more serious. And I will be talking about the question, will Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2 save Fortnite? Now that's a pretty bold question for sure. And I know it might sound like I'm saying that Fortnite is dead, but I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that the game still has a lot of potential to be good, and ever since Chapter 2 started, the game has just been stale. They added a brand new map, they changed up the way that the game felt, and it was great for a little while, of course. The way I feel though, Chapter 2 was great in the short term, but horrible in the long run. It removed the great feeling that Fortnite used to have, and this is a big reason why Fortnite is not as fun as it used to be. The lack of mobility and the lack of constant updates. I understand that the developers definitely need a break. So when I say that I want constant updates, I don't mean as often as they used to be. They don't have to be every single week there's a brand new item. A brand new item they have to try to balance, and then of course some people dislike that and start complaining about it. That would be stressful on them, just like it was for many seasons. But at least add some stuff throughout the season. They did not add anything new except a harpoon gun in the loot pool for the entire season, and Chapter 2 has been the longest season we've ever had. Currently it's around 120 days long. That's insane for a season where they're not adding anything new. And honestly, it really does upset me because Fortnite is a very important game to me. As you guys know, I care about this game a lot. I've been playing it since day one that Battle Royale came out back in September 2017. And obviously, I care about it enough to make a whole YouTube channel based around it. And I don't want to see this game die. Now, will it ever fully die? I don't think so. It's such a big game that I don't think it will ever die out to the point where you're going to have trouble finding matches in game. That's why I'm not saying that the game is dead, but it's definitely dying, and it's because of how Epic Games is treating this game. Back to Fortnite Season 9 and even Season 10. We'll go into Season 10 in a second, but first let's jump into Season 9. Season 9 had a whole bunch of new stuff. At first, people disliked it just because of the fact that they removed the pump shotgun and added the combat shotgun and basically changed up the whole shotgun meta. I did not like that at all at the time, and you know what, I actually still don't like the combat shotgun thinking back on it, but at the same time I can admire that the game was actually quite fun when they spiced up the gameplay by completely changing the shotgun meta. Now I'm not saying remove the pump again, I really don't want them to do that. I really did like the pump, but not only that, but in that same update we got a whole bunch of new mobility. We had slipstreams, we had those giant drones in the sky that you could just fly up and glide around the map. That might have been a little too much at the time, but thinking back on it, I really miss mobility. Mobility is what made the game exciting for me, and of course not only that, but constant updates, adding new weapons every so often, vaulting new weapons. Every time you get on the game, you see what's new and exciting. That is why Fortnite got big. Yes, it had the unique mechanic of building, and that was great and all, but the reason that people kept playing Fortnite was because the constant change of everything, and that is what made the game exciting. Now, if you're looking over at the competitive side, yeah, I understand. Keeping things consistent with the meta is definitely a lot better, but you know, they could separate the loot pools just like they are kind of doing right now, where the launch pad is only in casual mode and it's not currently available in competitive modes, even though it would be great if it was in competitive mode, because competitive players have been asking for more mobility in the game for a while now, ever since they vaulted things like ballers and hoverboards. Speaking of ballers, that is an example of an item that we really do need to see added into the game again. Now, I'm not saying that exact item, I'm saying something similar to that, something that is unique and fun and something that you wouldn't see in most games. Now, going over to Season 10, of course, they really ruined the season for a little bit at least with the Brute mech. The worst thing about that season was definitely the mech, but if you look past the mech and look into, you know, shortly after, a few updates later, they did remove the mech by making them just explode when they land on the map. But looking past that, the constant map changes, seeing old locations return but slightly different, was a lot of fun. Of course, I don't think they had to go as far as adding the gimmicks that they did. Like, for an example, when Greasy Grove finally returned, I was very excited, but then you go there and then you guys remember that Taco Time emote stuff. That was not really necessary at all. really wish they didn't do that. But other than that, the constant change to the game was a lot of fun. Then, of course, they removed the combat shotgun midway through Season 10 and added the pump back, and again, that changed the meta once again. Epic Games, you guys gotta spice up the game again. It's been 120 days since you guys have actually added anything, because the only thing that you guys have added throughout the entirety of Chapter 2 is the harpoon gun. Yeah, the harpoon gun is cool and all, but it's not worthy of being the only new item that you add throughout the whole season. So what could they do in Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2 to improve this and get people to come back on the game? Well, honestly, the first thing, of course, is get back on the constant updates. The constant updates definitely kept people playing the game, and like I said, I don't think that they need to make them every week like they were doing previously. Maybe every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. That would be a lot more understandable, of course, as long as you're adding stuff more often than you do with the harpoon gun. That is the only thing, the new weapon that they added. Yes, they did add events. I'm not going to just completely throw out all the stuff. They did add recently the new Valentine's Day event and previously the Winterfest event, and that was very cool. That was very nice that they were giving out free skins and new cosmetics and stuff, but none of that actually changes up the gameplay. You're still doing the exact same stuff when you're in game. I think constant updates, more mobility for sure. I would love to see quad crashes return, drift boards, and I know this might sound like a crazy idea, but ballers. Ballers were a lot of fun. Once they nerfed the health from 300 down to 150, I thought that they were very balanced and definitely a good vehicle in the game. They're a lot of fun, and like I said, they're pretty unique to Fortnite. So to end this video off, do I think Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2 will save Fortnite? I really do, if Epic Games plays their cards right. If they don't do it and they're just going to add a new battle pass and maybe change one POI and that's it, and then keep the same every 2 months we get a new change to the game, I don't think that this game will have a future. I really don't. It'll always have some people playing it. I'm not saying it's to the point where you will have difficulty finding a match one day because the game is that dead. I'm just saying it will not be anywhere near as popular as it was even just a few months ago. Not even to mention, guys, really quickly, I want to add this here. This is the first season since Season 4 that they seemingly are not adding any sort of event to do with the story. I guess, yes, we did get the Star Wars event, but I'm talking about some sort of event going to the story, and that's pretty crazy. I don't know what Epic Games is doing, but I really hope that they change this in Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2. Alright guys, let's go wrap up today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button down below. If you guys are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more Fortnite videos like this. And if you guys like support me, make sure you use code YouTube. It's 4G in the Fortnite item shop. I do get a small portion of that sale if you do use my code. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.